Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Sagittarius, you are up for the April Tarot Energy Reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, for this reading, hopefully it should be about 15 to 20 minutes at the most, give or take. I'm using my King Solomon Oracle deck. I'm using the Kipper deck. I'm using my Korean Tarot Oracle deck. And then if need be, I'm using my Little Witch Tarot deck for clarification as well. But lots of K's in this. King Solomon, Kipper, and Korean. So, yeah. Go figure. Let's get to it. I'm going to start with the King Solomon Oracle deck. May I have the energy for Sagittarius for April? May I have the energy for Sagittarius for April? May I have the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear for April? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear for April? May I have the energy for Sagittarius for April, please? May I have a card, please? What is it that Sagittarius needs? Thank you. Okay. This is so weird. All right. I'm about to tell you what happened. When this card jumped out, it jumped out in the reverse. But when I turned it over, it spun around in the upright. That's so crazy. Like it just, and I didn't put a lot of force to it. And the thing that's crazy is, okay, for those who are watching, for my listeners, you're not going to be able to see this. But there is a guy in a cloud here. I'm trying to get, if my camera can do it, if we can get the lighting. You see how he's holding on to that thing? Doesn't it remind you of a thing, you know, with like the pocket watch or whatever, where they do the thing like that? So something, and again, I'm not familiar with King Solomon because this is my first time doing readings with the King Solomon Oracle deck. I've had this deck forever. I just decided to pull it out now. But it reminds me of things going back and forth. Like someone's trying to hypnotize someone or something like that. Let's see what this means. It's number 27 is what it is. And then it's showing two chairs and then another chair. So let's see what this is about. Number 27. Pull that right quick. All right. Truth, justice, law. Situation, discovering the truth. Justice prevails. Reaching a positive compromise. Victory in court. The absolute truth. Person, an honest person who pursues justice. Okay, I just heard something. I'm going to get back to reading this, but I just heard something. So I have to say it. Someone is debating on whether to tell someone the truth or not. I just picked up that energy. Someone is debating on it. They don't know if they're going to do it. Whether they should. Someone knows something and they don't know whether they should say something. Sagittarius, that might be you. You might know about something that someone else probably needs to know about, but you don't know if you want to tell them or not. Maybe you witnessed something that someone else was doing, and I'm just using this as an example. Maybe you know that someone is cheating on a friend of yours, but you're friends with the person who's doing the cheating, and you're like, oh, should I tell them? I don't know. But it's something that someone knows, and they don't know whether they should tell them or not. That was random, that just came to me. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. Back to this. All right, where was I at? It says, someone who won't settle for anything less than the whole truth. A lawyer or a judge. Advice: don't settle. Go after absolute justice. You are on the right side. Pursue justice by all means necessary, and you will prevail. Fight to bring the truth into the light. Consult with an expert who can help you with legal matters. And then the reverse is lack of injustice, deception, fraud, exploitation, lies, legal defeat. So with this card coming out in the reverse, and then when I flipped it over, it spun around on its own. For some of you are debating whether to pursue something. You know the truth about a situation, but you don't, and I'm not talking about the situation on whether to tell someone about something you know about. I'm talking about where you know you're on the right side of something, and it looks like the odds are not in your favor, but you know you're in the right, and you're debating if you want to go ahead and really take on whatever this is. For some of you. For others of you, you may be in the midst of something and you're thinking that it's not going to work out in your favor, but the truth is going to come out. You may be in the midst of something, and going back to the hypnotized right now, what I was talking about earlier, where maybe it's a situation where someone is just saying certain things that are defaming you, and people are believing it, but something is going to change. Because like the old saying goes, you can fool some people some of the time, you can't fool all people all of the time. So some people may be hypnotized by what this person is saying about you or about a situation right now. But in the long term, it's going to work out in your favor, because the truth is going to come out and they're going to be like, oh, wow, this person was lying about Sagittarius type of thing. So I feel there's some of that too. I feel this is a situation where the truth will come out. Going back to the person who is debating on whether to tell someone the truth or not. Again, we all have free will. You can do what you want to do. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. In my opinion, it would probably be best to tell them, because if they find out that you knew the truth and you didn't tell them, they're probably going to feel some type of way about it. Let's add some more color to this. We're going to do the Kipper deck right quick. What is it Sagittarius needs to know for April? What is it Sagittarius needs to know for April? What is it Sagittarius needs to know for April? What is the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is it that Sagittarius needs to know? I split the deck. There's a false person. Something told me to look at this when I split the deck. False person. Somebody's telling lies is what's going on. The truth's going to come out. So the truth is going to come out. That's a given. Also, there might be a false, and that false person may be around you and you may not know about it, or you're already aware of it. I honestly feel like you're already aware of it. So yeah, let me do a 3 split right quick. What's at the bottom? Occupation. This could be something going on the job where someone is saying stuff about you on the job. Just saying. It could be that. something that's affecting your job. But it's going to work out in your favor. Some of you, if you can't make this up, occupation came out again. This is about a job. This is something going on the job. Okay. What's at the bottom? Great fortune is at the bottom. Some of you might be going back to the justice legal thing. This might be going to court, is what may be going on, where somebody lied about something. I don't know why. I was looking at this card and then I just heard something about labor laws. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Something about labor laws where, hold on, I'm trying to get this right, or attempting to get this right. I don't like the word try. Something where it could be related to overtime, where you're hourly and you worked overtime and they didn't pay you, or something. I feel like this is probably going to resonate with one person. I feel like for this one person where this may go to court, it was something related to labor, being compensated correctly for labor. It could be someone who has a business and they were not compensated. You sent the invoice and then they didn't pay you. And then they're going around telling people the reason they didn't pay you is because you did bad work. But that was a lie. And that defamed your character and also your business. Maybe you are deciding whether you want to take them to court because of that. For some of you. But it's something related to an occupation where there's been some type of lie or lies told. Someone may have lied to you about their occupation. Someone may have told you they're a doctor and they work at McDonald's. And no shade to those who work at McDonald's, I'm just saying. That could be it too. But definitely for those who are considering legal action, it wouldn't surprise me if it's related to labor laws. Something involving labor laws. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I cover a lot of timelines in my reading to make sure I cover as many people as possible of what it could be. This thing on the labor laws with great fortune at the bottom, I do see you getting compensated for that. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. May I have another card for Sagittarius, please? But again, like I said, for others of you, someone may be lying about you on the job, but you may already be aware of that. May I have another card for Sagittarius, please? Thank you. Thief. So yeah, someone stole something. Thief came out. Someone stole something. Someone might have accused you for stealing on the job. Again, lies on the job. Thief in occupation. Someone may have said, and going back to the McDonald's thing, this is just an example. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The register may have came up $100 short, and someone may have said, oh, well, Sagittarius was on the register during this time, and you can see that blah, 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 blah. But they may have taken something and you didn't see it. And I'm just using that as an example. But there may have been something where someone said you stole from the company and it didn't happen. But with this, where it seems like for those who what I'm saying is resonating with, because again, this came out in the reverse, where it seems like it's not in your favor at the moment, in the long term, it's going to work out in your favor. It's going to turn around. So don't let it get you down. It's going to turn around. What's at the bottom of the deck? Lovers is at the bottom of the deck. It's a possibility that you may have been dating someone at work and then they told the lie on you just to get back at you. That could be it too. Just throwing it out there. Again, take what thank you. What is this? Message. There's going to be a message that comes in that might be the truth. the thing that brings everything to light, like the evidence or something. May I have another card for Sagittarius? Thank you. House. So message in house. There may be something that comes to your house, is what it may be. Now, I'm about to do a different timeline, too. For some of you, if you're having work issues that's affecting your money, some of you might be afraid that it's going to affect your house. Maybe you've received a message about your house. Others of you, you are looking to get into a house and you're waiting for the message to come in. You're thinking that it's not going to work out in your favor, and it is going to turn around. Maybe some of you are behind on your mortgage or behind on your rent or something, and you're waiting for something to come through, and something will, because great fortune was at the bottom of the deck earlier. So with that energy, what's at the bottom of the deck now? Mature man. Maybe there's going to be a mature man that comes in to help. And also it could be a mature man where it's an attorney, going back to the job thing. But most of this energy is related to the job, where something, lies were told, and it's about somebody stealing something as related to the job. Defaming someone else is what I'm picking up. Let me take something from the Korean deck right quick. What are we at? We're at 16 minutes. Okay. What is the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is the energy for Sagittarius for April? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear for April? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? What is it that Sagittarius needs to hear? May I have a card for Sagittarius, please? May I have a card for Sagittarius, please? Be careful. Thank you. Be careful who you say things to at your job. Wow. I pulled out, the first card that came out of my Korean deck is Joseon Missions to Japan Welcomed. And I'll read that in a minute. But at the bottom of the deck, Conspiracy. There's something going on. There may be more than one person dealing with these lives. The reason I say that is because in this card, the King Solomon card, there's 3 chairs. And when I think of threes, I think of a group. There may be something going on your job where they're attempting to take from you or to remove you from your position for whatever reason. Again, you know your story better than I ever could. But it's going to work out in your favor. It's going to turn around. But Conspiracy is at the bottom of the deck on my Korean decks. But first, let me do this first one. Joseon Missions to Japan Welcome, number 59. I'm picking up every book but the right book. Hold on, number 59. Here we go. It says keywords: long distance business trip or move. The farther away you go, the more benefits and honors you will be with. Good things happen in unfamiliar places. Time to encounter something new. Nothing good comes out of staying where you are. Duty to act on behalf of another person. Better luck in moving in groups. Now, I want to go back to this other timeline with house, message, and mature man at the bottom of the Kipper deck. Some of you may have to deal with a legal matter related to a relative, maybe an older male relative, a grandfather, a father, maybe an uncle or something, and you may have to travel to deal with that. So, because that is tying to that type of energy. For others of you, some of you may decide, going back to the job situation, some of you may decide to bow out and transfer out of your job. If let's say that your job can go to another city or another state or even another country, then you may go ahead and do that because you're like, it's not that deep. I'm going to go ahead and bow out. I honestly see somebody actually doing the legal stuff, like going to whatever the labor commission or going to the EEOC or whatever the equal employment opportunity commission is on the state level. In California is Department of Fair Employment and Housing is what it is in the state of California. I don't know what it is in Texas, but yeah. So it may be something like that. For others of you, you may realize that it's a concerted effort to remove you. So you're just going to remove yourself, and that takes you on to something even better. But I really feel this is related to a job. All right, now let's go to conspiracy number 37. Right quick, conspiracy at the bottom of the deck. It says, latent danger. Someone is out to slander or harm you. Need to be very cautious. If illness is the topic of the reading, not a good result. Well, we haven't been talking about illness, so we can scratch that. The one who made things happen is unknown. Be wary of the person nearest to you. We pulled up false person when I split the deck. So going back on that job part, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you tell things to. For now, you cannot tell who is going to harm you. That's going back to thief and false person. Someone on the job is conspiring against you. That's the major energy. Obviously, there's other timelines. Someone on the job is conspiring against you. But it's gonna be revealed. It's gonna be revealed. It's gonna come out. I'll do a quick, I know I went over the 20 minutes. I just want to do some clarification. Right quick. Just a quick clarification. Can we get a clarification for Sagittarius in regards to this job situation? Can we get a clarification for Sagittarius in regards to this job situation? Something told me to take this card. What is this? 8 of Pentacles. That's related to work. You're going to be steady working. I'm doing something a little bit different with this deck. Can we get a clarification in regards to Sagittarius for this job situation? Can we get a clarification in regards to Sagittarius for this job situation? For some of you, you're going to stay steady working. And I believe that's why the truth is going to come out, because your work is going to speak for itself. Because I believe the overall people who see your work, those who conspire against you, they won't be able to overcome your, what's the word I need the word, not work ethic. Even though work ethic is one of the things, it's another word I'm looking for. Or a phrase. Can I have the word or phrase, please? May I have the word or phrase, please? They won't be able to overcome the results of your work. Meaning that the person who is the higher up, the people who are conspiring, I don't feel like these are all the way up. I feel there are other people that are higher than the ones conspiring, that when they look at what the people conspiring are saying and looking at what your work is, they're like, okay, something isn't adding up. They're saying this about Sagittarius, but I'm looking at Sagittarius's work. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I'm getting 5. It's not making sense. It's not adding up. This is somebody lying, and I don't believe it's Sagittarius. So, and I believe that's what's going on. I'm going to take, may I have, hold on, wait a second. What is Wheel of Fortune? It's going to, I told you it's going to work out in your favor. I told you, what's at the bottom of the deck? The Hermit. The best thing you can do right now is mind your business and do you on the job situation. There are some people conspiring, but it's not going to work. 8 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. It's not going to work. Either way, regardless of what the situation is, it's going to be a good outcome, is what I'm getting. So yeah, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. It went a little bit longer, but it is what it is. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Sagittarius, be blessed.